Hey, you guys, this is Street Ed. I am wanting to go to work, but it is 35 degrees and it is cold and it's raining and it's the worst weather ever. It's just absolutely the worst. It just has, you can't cool down. It's too wet. It's, warm up. You can't warm up. It's too wet. So it's the worst. I just, days like this, maybe it's time to go to the hot spring or something like that, which I haven't been to in a while, but look at this. Anyways, I always tell my kids, you can't let life happen to you. You have to go out there and figure it out. Like the number one thing I'll teach my kids is that you can't listen to me. You have to go find out on your own. And that is the most important thing. That is like the most important thing. If you don't understand that, life will happen to you and you won't be able to understand why things are happening to you. I mean, you have to be able to go out and learn from your consequences. You have to learn that you can't just follow a program. Life has a program, scholastic, academic, but if you pay attention, it's a slavery system. It's a slavery program. I don't like that program. I'm not necessarily a person that likes to follow rules. I mean, that's really ingrained into my personality. I don't really like to follow structure. I don't like to follow a lot of different paths that like tell me what to do. I think I like to make my own decisions and follow my own and have my own consequences. Um, and that's important because I've learned a whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. I've learned about myself, and I want to use this platform to basically explain what my journey is like and how you can do the same thing. I mean, anybody can. It's the pathway to success is through pain. It's through trial and error and trying it out. I decided one thing about maybe, I don't know, it was probably 8 years ago or so. I went through a big trial and I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take it into my own hands and just keep following the path that I create, listening to the creator the whole time, asking him what I want to do. I knew one thing, and that's why I wanted to be outside. Like I can't be outside right now. It kills me. I'm stir crazy in here. I want to go do something. But that's it. I decided that I'm going to do what I have to do. And that was the beginning of this whole journey. That was the beginning of becoming Tree Dad and just being able to come outside and make things happen. Everything has been a roller coaster. I'm born in Fresno, California, and I really decided that this life that I was living was not going to happen anymore. That I was going to make my life better, and by doing so, I had to change everything. I changed literally every single detail of my whole life. I've changed the clothes I wear, kind of. I mean, I really didn't care before. I was a gym rat before. I was just working out all the time. I was playing handball all the time. But today, it's been replaced by being a dad or working. Sometimes I still play handball. It's fun. But today, I am just doing every day, struggling to get things done to move forward. So if you were to think, where do you want to be in 5 years? And you might be able to say, I want a piece of land. Maybe you already have one, but most people want that land to keep them safe, and they want to achieve that land. And so, okay, so think about the land. Think about how you're going to get that land, and then also think about what you're going to do when you get the land, when you're on the land and you're living. Manifest it. manifest the ability to go out there and create that. Why? I mean, why think about stuff like that? Because God created us. He's a creator, and he created us as his children in his image. We are little tiny creators. And if we don't use our powers, then all of a sudden we won't have, we become kind of like
the internet.
we become kind of like impotent in a way. Like we can't give what we want. We can't do what we want. We just do, and eventually your head starts to accept it. Like you won't be able to create. You become a type of person that will not be able to, like, control their environment in a way, but it's not a control in a bad way. It's more like you won't be able to understand how to solve problems. You won't be able to understand that if you wake up and everybody else is telling you what to do, you go to school, you eat, and everybody tells you when to eat and what to eat and how to eat. And I mean, we're having like an issue. Like if you don't know who you are, but you know your favorite soda. If you don't know who you are and what you like, not just soda. I'm talking like, this makes me happy. I don't think soda can make somebody happy. It's just sugar. But if you say, going outside makes me happy. If you say, working on computer programs, that makes me happy. So that's a passion. That's something that will develop into more. So focus on it, because that is the same thing as the piece of land. It's the same thing of creating. I'm going to create a tree service, but all the stuff that I've created, all the stuff that I've touched, the piece of land, is going to become something else or even be destroyed tomorrow. And so what we're actually creating isn't the piece of land or the tree service or the computer programming. These things are just tools. The creation is you. The creation is where you have the ability to go out there and create. You have the ability to go out there and subdue the world. Subdue the world. David, watch this. Watch this. What's the number one... Oh, over there.
Oh.
What's the number one thing that I teach?
Is to learn. The number one thing that you teach is to learn for yourself. Don't take everything else as a grain of salt.
Yeah, don't even listen to me, right?
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing. That's it. So I mean, all my kids know that stuff. And you know, that's the idea here, is that we're not creating. We don't want to be slaves. We want to be masters. We want to be masters. Sometimes we have to be slaves. Like, I am a slave in one sense of law. Like, my carnal body is a slave. You can't. Sorry. You just can't get away from it. It's the way it is. Your carnal body is a slave. If you don't believe me, try to stop eating. Try to stop eating. Try to stop doing a basic function. There's life has these systems of rituals that make everything work. I mean, even to the point of right here talking to you. If I didn't follow the ritual of facing the camera, and I decided to do this, it would be awkward. You wouldn't be able to read a lot. You wouldn't be able to read what I'm saying. It's just, it doesn't work. I have to follow the ritual. We say these words rituals, but I mean, I say the word ritual, but it's not like I'm saying, hocus pocus here. Everything is built on codes and rituals and traditions and systems, and you just have to learn how to read the patterns in the systems. You have to learn how to read the way everything is connected. And everything is connected. You have to learn that when this understanding and this understanding have the same connection point, and maybe they're just talking about things in a different way, maybe even a different level. Like, if I was to talk on the highest level, and I wanted you to be a better person, or I wanted to be a better person, I would say the words repent. I need to repent to my Lord. I need to repent to my King, my leader, my master, my owner. I mean, these things all mean the same thing. It's a system that might fit in different things, but it's the same system. Masters and slaves, employees, employers. It's the same thing. And I think that's very important to understand is that what system that you're running, is it work for you? Question the poop out of it. Question if it's going to be beneficial to you. Like, of course going to school and getting a job is a good thing. Or is it? It's a question. Sounds like a good thing. I don't think so, though. But in a way, it is. But from my understanding, it seems to be that the people that are going to school and getting the degrees are not quite thinking about it as much as they think that they're thinking. You have a master's degree. Are you a master? It's what the degree says. If you're not a master and you're still putting yourself down to this position of you can't figure it out, you're not a master. Look, I believe a master has the ability to control himself to a degree. And that's called mastering yourself. That's what a master does. It's mastering themselves. You can wake up in the morning. You create the highest potential, and within the potential, you need to be able to use it. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm just, there's the weather. It's raining outside, and I've been wanting to make these videos, and I assume if I make a mistake, David can edit it out. Look at this. Oh, it's pretty clear now. Just a filter. Gunky filter. Okay. But these things they don't come overnight. You got to know you got to know that in order to get all these things achieved, mastering yourself. The reason that you don't see many master's degrees, you see lots of master's degrees. I looked up a school for a naturopathic doctor, and it's $44,000. I've been thinking about it, but I don't have even $4 to spend on it right now. The pathway to becoming a master isn't easy, and it's not supposed to be easy. I mean, think about the pain that it takes to just go out and learn how to use a chainsaw. I mean, the pain to becoming a master is exponentially, crazily more. And every father has to go down that journey. The pathway to becoming a master is suffering. If I was to think that I can do anything without suffering, I'm perverting it. I'm perverting the idea thereof, because the laws require us to feel pain, to learn. Pain is how you learn. Pain is how you grow. If you don't understand that, then you're going to struggle. It's something that you always run from as a child, is pain. Right? I'm going to hurt you, I'm going to pinch you, and you run, right? Well, as a child, you drink milk and honey, and as an adult, you have to consume food. And food isn't the easiest to figure out. It's a whole different story than actual food. But in the metaphorical sense, food is pain. You're going to have to eat what you don't want to eat sometimes. Even though I eat what I want. It's a whole different thing. You have to be able to go out and suffer, because you have to know when you embody the pinnacle being, the mastered being, then the world doesn't want to work. I mean, the world will first say, who are you? Who are you? You prove yourself to me. You prove yourself to me. I'm gonna test you. It happens all the time. I mean, it's even the people you love are going to try to test you. I mean, they're going to try to test you to the point of destruction, to the point that it's almost like they don't know what they're doing, but they do. They're testing you. They want to see if you'll fail. Not to say that they want you to fail, but they want to trust you. They want to know that you know what you're doing. They want to know that you're not going to. That if they do actually trust you, that you can actually do your job. Um, so I think I'm going to stop right there. So that's the premise of what I wanted to say. That I wanted to say that you have to subdue your world, and you have to be able to go through pain to find your mastery, the thing that is going to make you you. It's a beautiful system because if you work it, then you really find your happiness. I mean, it doesn't seem like it. It's miserable for a lot of it. But when you start to see the blessings in other people, you start to see their life growing. My son, you start to see that even though you've taken the hard road, the fruit thereof is very cool. It's just very cool that you get to see all this fruit coming, and then you start to kind of get addicted to it. You start to kind of want to see more. You mean I can just follow this pattern, and people get blessed by it? Well, let's rock and roll. Let's do it. That's kind of the fun part of the mastery, is you master yourself, then all of a sudden everybody else wants to master themselves. Eventually. Okay, you guys. Have a nice day.